feel your two sitting bones press down into the surface that you are sitting on. So your base of support, you can really feel your sitting bones. We're lengthening up through the crown of our head, just a little bit, no straining or striving. And we're not forcing the shoulder blades back and down, but just allowing them to melt. A sense of ease through the neck and through the front of the collarbones. Gently drawing your chin back towards your throat and getting a sense of elongation through the back of your neck. Very nice. And then we're going to take the fingers of our right hand, the middle index and thumb. We're going to place our index finger gently here on, I'm going to say third eye area or forehead area. Your middle finger is going to press over your left nostril. And we're going to take a deep breath in through the right side nostril. Close that right side nostril down with your thumb. And then exhale out through the left nostril by lifting your middle finger up. Breathe in through the left nostril, lifting the middle finger. Close it down with the middle finger. And then open up the thumb side. Let's take a deep breath in through the thumb side. Close it down. Exhale out middle finger side. Keep going nice and slowly. And can I ask you to just be mindful of how much pressure you're using with your index finger into your forehead? So really light pressure through the index finger onto your forehead. So we're not jamming that finger in there. And perhaps you could pause at the top of your breath with both nostrils closed, just for a second, pausing at the top when you're full of breath and pausing at the bottom when you are empty of your breath. We're inhaling through one side, closing it down, exhaling through opposite side, maybe holding for a moment of breathlessness, inhaling back through that side that you just opened. Let's take about 4 more rounds here. Just see if you can soften something in your body. Perhaps it's your shoulders, perhaps it's your tongue in your mouth. Slowing the breathing down for the last 2. And final 1. Taking your time to finish up. And once you're done, you can gently place your right hand down onto wherever, your thighs, just resting your arms down. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze lowered, take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Filling at the top, soften your shoulders. And on your exhale, open your mouth and let it all go. One more time like that. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, let it all out. Big sigh. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gorgeous.
Amazing.
Oh, that's probably right back.
Yes. Over to you, Laura Ann, now that you are nice and balanced through the left and right side.
Yeah, I feel like nice and airy now. Okay, guys, 2 seconds. So I am going to get started with the upper face. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the forehead and any tension that can build up in the forehead. So the first thing that I'm going to suggest for us to do is that you're sitting in a comfortable position. I know Christina's got you in that nice comfortable position, but feel free to like wiggle around and grab a pillow if you need to in the middle of it. And if you don't have your camera turned on, maybe if you are doing the exercises, if you can't see your reflection, have a mirror next to you or like just something that you can see maybe your reflection and be comfortable enough to like put your face up into your camera to have a good look at maybe what you're doing with your hands. I find that's actually one of the nicest parts of this practice is sitting with yourself and really being able to look at yourself in the mirror and, you know, not be critical, but be kind of nurturing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with one of my favorites, which is called brow press. And so we're just going to get straight into it, and then we'll find our flow. So you've got the heels of your hands here, yeah? And then you've got the brows. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the heels of your hands and you're going to bring them to the brow. So you're going to really cover the brows, which is a really nice way for you to start to feel the top of the eyes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to gently let those fingertips kind of rest on top of the head. Your elbows are wide, your shoulders are down, and the chin, like Christine referred to it in the breath pattern, the chin is pulling in towards the neck, not necessarily the chest, in towards the neck. Your fingertips resting on the crown of your head can be a slight reminder for you to grow up through the crown of the head. From here, you're going to look down with those lovely eyeballs, and on an inhale, you're going to take your exhale, and close those bottom eyelids up into those top eyelids. You're going to hold this posture here. Now, as you're holding the posture, your hands are adding resistance to the forehead. Your eyelids pressing up are starting to strengthen the ability to soften the eyes in the sockets. So those hands are on the eyebrows, your eyeballs are looking down, and your bottom eyelids are squeezing up into the top eyelids. So those eyes are closed. You'll start to feel maybe a little bit of resistance in and around the eyebrows and the corners of those eyes. As you're doing this, you're not necessarily pressing up with the hands, you're just pressing into the head. So starting to kind of get a little bit closer with the skin, the muscle, and the bone. And from here, you're going to take a really big inhale in to open the eyes. And then exhale, you're going to look down at the eyeballs, and exhale, close those eyes over again. We're going to hold this for 5. Making sure we're breathing for 4. And 3. And 2. And on the next one, we're going to release those hands down. Really nice. You're going to take your fingertips into where we would, the Gen Z have the middle partings, and you're just going to give a little bit of a rub to that midline. So we can create a lot of tension. Well, actually, I create loads of tension everywhere, but here it can tend to be full of tension, especially if we're side sleepers as well. Yeah. And what you're going to do is you're just moving. So can you see sometimes, and some people can't, you're going to almost move the hair. You kind of almost as if there's like there's a separation between the hair and the skull, and you start to maybe feel that movement. Yeah, so we get a lot of fascial adhesions in and around the skull from tension. So you're just kind of bringing it back, and you can be as gentle or as kind of tough with this position. Yeah, and you can go all the way back down as far as you can, as where curiosity kind of will take you, all the way back down. Really nice. Nice. And then sometimes it can be nice if you want to kind of grab the hair and then just move it. So this is a really great quick kind of release for tension that can build up. So I'm pretty good at pretending I have a wig on. So there we go. You're going to go, yeah, really good. Nice. And so what you're doing is you're moving all the hair follicles. So this has been known to help increase blood flow in and around to those hair follicles. For me, it just feels really, really good. And it's lovely when you see an X-ray or you see a scan of the brain when you were doing this, you start to see fires up of lights going forward and back. Really good. And then we're going to just release those hands down. Really good. We're going to take the heels of the hands again. So we'll do this maybe 3 times. The heels of the hands, yeah, they come up onto the brow, and you embrace the brow. You wrap your hands around. So feeling the curve of the skull. The fingertips rest on top of the head, kind of in and around where you were kind of activating that parting. From here, we're going to think about maybe pressing our tongue up into the roof of the mouth. As the tongue is in the roof of the mouth, it's spreading out like a really lovely duvet. And as you're doing this, you're going to take a really nice inhale in and exhale out. Really good. Take an inhale in and exhale out. Now, from here, the elbows are wide, shoulders are down. Take a nice inhale here, and on an exhale, the rib cage in your front line is going to draw slightly in, especially if you're someone that tends to feel their shoulders and their neck. Really good. Taking that lean back. You're pressing up and in. Elbows are nice and wide. Greta, lift your chin slightly for me. There we go. Exactly. From here, you're taking a really big inhale. You're going to look down at those eyeballs, and those bottom eyelids are going to come up to squeeze those top eyelids. Feeling the corners of those eyes drawing up and back. Any tension in the neck, press a little bit lighter into the skull and think about reaching up through the crown of the head. Inhaling really deeply and exhaling really deeply. And then we're just going to wiggle those hands. So we're just going to do circular motions on that forehead. Really good. Nice, a super safe exercise. Really nice. And then we're just going to release those hands down. Really good. Really nice. We're going to take that attention we brought to the skull, and we're going to bring our hands, our fingertips in and around to just below the eyes. So just above the cheeks. And we're going to just give circular motions here. So our fingertips circling in. So you're moving the skin. And sometimes when we get in and around to say, see around where we have the connection to our sinus, then we've got our ears that's also connecting into a really tight muscle here. Sometimes it can feel a little bit pinchy in and around these areas. And sometimes this pinches, they're kind of referred to as fascial adhesions, where we get a little bit tight in and around where we're getting towards our lymphatic kind of duct in and around that sideline. So we're just making sure that we're releasing tension as we do this. Really nice. We're going to do brow press one more time. So from here, we take the hands, we bring the hands to the eyebrows, we press into the eyebrows. From here, what we want to do is we almost send our elbows up, that's it, and then lift the chest. From here, the chin draws in, and then we're pressing into those brows and pulling those eyebrows almost away from each other here. From here, push your head back into your hands, making sure that you're not bringing any more tension into the neck. Then from here, you look down at those eyeballs, pressing up with those eyelids. And as you're doing this, you're feeling that resistance between your bottom and top eyelids. Now, why we're doing this is it creates volume in and around just below the eye as we strengthen the ability to close those eyes without straining the eyes. Taking really deep inhales in, exhaling out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You've got 5 more pulses of those eyes. So pressing those pressing those eyelids up. Really nice. Last 2 and last 1. Well done. Release those hands. And shake out those hands, because sometimes we can be a little bit heavy-handed because our wrists can be very flexible. Really nice. Nice. From here, we're going to take the tops of our fingers and we're just going to start to do zigzags across the forehead. So we're going to start to zigzag across the forehead. And what we're doing now is we're just trying to release those frowning muscles, that tension that can build up between and you can grab some oil if you wish, you can grab some moisturizer. Sometimes with these exercises, the little bit of friction can be good. Does that make sense? Sometimes the friction can be good. You're going up into maybe the hairline. For me, I usually have quite a lot of tension over my left brow, not to make it about me, but just to encourage you to maybe check into places where they feel maybe a bit sticky. Some can feel that they're not moving, that it's not moving a huge amount, or there can be a loss of volume. You're just going forward and back. Really nice. Moving those eyebrows. Nice. Nice, really good. And you're just kind of cross-hatching to increase that mobility, blood flow, break down any tension. Really good. And then we'll release. Really nice. We're going to just take the knuckle of our finger. I like the thumb. It depends whichever way. I tend to use my thumb, but sometimes that can be quite strong. And you're just going to do circles in and around the middle of those eyebrows. So go a little bit lower exactly there, Greta. Lovely. Gillian, go a little bit lower. Yeah, really good. So you almost feel the tension. So just in and around the parts of the eyebrows here can be a little bit tense. It can kind of build up quite a lot of tension. You're just circling. We're doing it one direction. Nice. And then we're going to do it that other direction, just circle. Nice. Well done. And then we're just going to release. Take your fingertips. Now, this is quite light. The fingertips are going to come to your forehead, and we're just going to start to bring them out towards the temples. And for me, I also like to add maybe a squeeze if the mobility is there of my shoulder blades towards each other, because we can get a little bit, all of the stuff when we're kind of releasing the forehead, there's a lot of arm work there, yeah? So there's a lot of kind of having to stabilize the shoulders. So you're almost allowing yourself. So as you're doing this, we embrace the kind of forehead. Yeah, this touch has been linked to happy hormones, endorphins. Really nice. And even maybe if you wish to close over your eyes, to try and soften the gaze back into the body, almost trying to find darkness for those eyes. You can take those hands, if you're inspired, to maybe a little bit further down from the middle of the forehead to the temples, almost as if you're washing the tension down. Really nice. The tension's going down. Maybe it's going over the cheeks in line with those ears. Really good. And we're being gentle with this, especially with the lymphs. We don't want to be too heavy-handed. We're trying to gently encourage them. They're sensitive souls. They'll only move if they're encouraged. And they're going to go all the way down past the ears towards the collarbones. All the way down past the ears towards the collarbones. Really good. And as I get to the collarbones, I do like an extra little pulse when I get down there. Yeah. And for me, my collarbones today, whatever way I've slept, they feel kind of tight. So I'll maybe lift my shoulders when I get down there to just increase a little bit of separation. So kind of, yeah, exactly like that, Greta and Julian, lovely. And then you're going to bring it down really nice. One more time like this. Lovely. Really good. So we're just going to reach that right hand when we're ready up to the ceiling. Yeah. My left hand hangs down heavy to the floor. Yeah. My fingertips on my right hand is going to come around. So a lot of the times people grab their temple quite high up. I'm going to encourage you to try and get the fingertips in and around where your ear, the top of your ear, kind of meets your jawline, meets the head. Yeah. Can you feel that there? Yeah. From here, what you're doing is your right elbow is slightly forward of your right hand to make sure you're not coming in into any shoulder tension. From here, you're drawing up through the crown of the head. So now our armpits are exposed. I know that's not a very sexy place to refer to, but you're keeping those arms up and kind of creating a little bit of drainage after doing the movement. Your left arm is down. You're going to take a really big inhale in. As you do this, you're pressing the crown of your head up into your forearm. And now you're going to gently start to pull the head towards the right shoulder. Now your right shoulder is curious, but it's going to pull away from that right ear. And from here, you're going to take a really nice inhale in. And on your exhale out, see if you can release tension running down the left-hand side of the face. You're reaching long with that arm. And if you're feeling a little bit too much tension in the shoulder, your left arm can internally rotate. Yeah, to allow yourself to soften the chest a little bit more. So you turn the arm in, so shoulder rolls in. And then maybe with those fingertips, you're kind of playing almost like a little guitar, little ukulele. There's all strings in and around. We start to get into the kind of funky system between our cheeks, the jaw, then we're coming into the neck. So we're complex, both emotionally and physically. Nice. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to now use the left-hand side of our head to press up into that hand. Hey, Kobe. And then from here, you're going to reach your arm up towards the ceiling and then just let that arm come back down. Oh, well done. We're going to go to the other side so we're not wonky. From here, you're going to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Nice. Click, click, click. You're going to take your left fingertips and bring them around to that right-hand side. Your left elbow is the leader here, not your left shoulder. From here, your left elbow is slightly forward. And then from here in an inhale, you push your head up into those hands. And then you're going to start to pull using your left elbow like an anchor down. From here, your right arm is long. And if you internally rotate it on the other side, you're going to roll that shoulder in. Take a really big inhale in. Exhale, pull a little bit deeper. Really good. Maybe doing the little bit of the strumming in and around the ear, in and around the sideline. Taking those really nice inhales in. Activating a little bit of a swallow, separating those back teeth. I have a tendency when I'm concentrating to close over the teeth. Well done. And then from here, what we're going to do is you use that right side of the face to press back into the hand to create that healthy resistance to keep our head on our shoulders. And then we release that left arm down, roll those shoulders. I'm going to get us to roll the shoulders forward, actually. So a lot of the times, I think we've got a bit of a hangover for what good posture is. And we really lean into that military stance, yeah? Arms sit forward of the body so that our neck can sit back, yeah? So we want to just make sure that we're allowing ourselves to soften those chests. Okay, so from here now we're going to come into an exercise that's very similar to brow press, but it's called cat eyes. So instead you're going to take the heel of your hand and you're going to just cover the temples and the corners of those eyebrows. Now this is my favorite go-to when I've got tired eyes, especially I get a lot of hay fever. So I'm pressing into my eyebrows and then my fingertips can rest down. From here, I am pressing my eyebrows up and back. If again, think like a cat. From here, you're going to take a really big inhale. And on an exhale, you're going to press the tongue up into the roof of the mouth as if you're about to finish the word sing, sing. So the tongue stays back, and this helps us to keep that kind of palate and jawline aligned. From here, you're taking a really big inhale in and exhale out. Greta, press up with the hands a little bit more. Lift the elbows, my darling. Yeah, exactly. And then almost pull out. So it feels like you're almost kind of like squinting the eyes. From here, this time we look up with the eyes and now close over those eyelids. And from here, we're going to open and close for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6. Eyeballs are pressing up. Eyelids are pressing up. Last 2, feeling the resistance in the temples and the hands. 2 and 1. Well done, release. Bringing the hands back through the hair and down if you're okay to mess your hairstyle. I mean, I've even worked out if your hair's not messy. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers and we're going to pinch the eyebrow. So you're going to come to the kind of the eyebrow here. And as we do this, so this is kind of referred to like as a lipid press. Yeah. So we want to encourage the kind of the flow of the skin. Now, this doesn't have to be as precise. So you're pinching around the eyebrow. So you're kind of pulling. So you hold with one hand and then you're kind of pulling long. So pulling long. Yeah. Nice. So as you're doing this, you can follow you're going to feel the eye bone underneath. So that like circular bone underneath. And you're just pulling right till you get to the edge of the eyebrow. Yeah, right till you get to the edge of the eyebrow. Then from here, you're going to turn and the other hand's going to come down exactly. And then you're going to start to come down under the eye and just start to come under the eye towards the nose. Yeah, and don't worry, I'll repeat this now. Nice. So we go up to the eye, so we pinch the top, nice, and then that other hand's going to come and take that. Then what we're doing is, so we have a pinch and we have a slide. Now, if you've got any filler, you're going to be gentle with this slide. If you don't, you can actually be quite tough with it. You'll feel some places there's a little bit more tension than others, yeah? Nice. Then when you get to the corner of that eye, what is this called? An eyebrow. You're going to come down and pinch underneath the eye. So you're going to come here. I swear I know what I'm talking about. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start to walk along. You'll be able to, there's like a fatty pad that you'll feel. And sometimes it feels quite tense, even or it'll, especially around your cheek, if you suffer from sinuses like I do, in and around the nasal. And you're coming down, 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 in and around here. Really good. And then we're going to release that. Yeah, nice. We're going to come to that other side. Yeah, so we'll do this twice on this side because we did it now. And you're pinching like so. Nice, good, Jen. And then you're going to pinch there, and then you're going to start to use the other hand, yeah, to kind of slide and pull. Now I have less slide and pull on this side. Nice, lovely, Gillian. Really good. Nice, really good. Nice, gorgeous. And then you're going to come down. So you're pinching the edge of your eyebrow. So go take it from there. Yeah, exactly. Edge of eyebrow. And then you're going to come down and pinch it just underneath here. And then you're going to come around. And we're told, I remember from a very young age, you're like, don't touch your face. Da, da, da. We want to touch your face. We want to encourage blood flow. Yeah, we go for a massage to increase blood flow and release tension. The kind of face is no different. It's just a smaller, more complex muscles. Really good. Nice. And always give it a little bit of a squeeze in and around here. Nice. And then we'll do that one more time. We're going to pinch up here and then come around. And like any bumps or lumps or tension, it's super natural. We're trying to decrease it with our touch. Really good. And we're going to come to the edge of that eyebrow and we're going to come around. Really good. And now just bringing that vitality and plumpness just by bringing the hand, trying to release any tension. Really nice. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Well done. And then release. Lovely. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to start to come just to where the cheeks are. So this is in and around where they refer to things like crow's feet. So we get it from squinting. So we get that tension in and around the cheek muscles. Yeah. So you're going to take the cheek. So just here, you're going to kind of pinch here. Can you see that? Let's see. Nice, nice, excellent pinching. From here, what we're going to do is you're going to then take the other hand and just bring it up and hold that there. Just hold it for a second. Nice. Now, the only tricky with this is we're going to go on a vertical. So we're holding it along the ear. You're going to just pinch a little bit below that. So you're going to feel the cheek muscle in and around here. Nice. And now we're going to just keep that vertical. And for me, I'm finding it quite hard to keep that hold because there's a tension in the cheek. Yeah. This would be the side I would grind my teeth quite a lot on. Yeah. And you're really pressing into that. As you're pressing into that, you're going up towards the ear, which gets really sticky. Yeah, it's really sticky. And you can be quite deep with your press here. Yeah, they're very deep muscles. There's a lot of layers here. There's a lot of ligaments in here. And with the ligaments, I don't know whether you ever do exercise, hip flexors, things like that. They tighten quite quickly, yeah, in and around the hips. So it's we're in and around kind of the hips, I suppose, of the head. Yeah, and then we're going to take it a little bit closer in towards the cheek. Now, this is my least favorite part because it's the one that shows me I've got loads of tension. So you're going to go in towards, see here, you're going to go in, the thumb is almost underneath the cheekbone, and then you're holding that cheek muscle, yeah? And then we're kind of in the glutes, I suppose, of the face now. Everyone's wild for glutes these days. So we're going to try, so as we're squeezing the cheeks, you're giving them a little bit of a press. So you're encouraging that blood flow. Yeah. Nice. And then a little bit of a pull, little bit of a pull. Sophie, you're doing great. Kobe, you're also doing great, but you don't have any issue with your confidence. Really good. Nice. And then we're just going to release that. We're going to just start to draw the cheek. Give yourself a little bit. I always kind of embrace my face afterwards, just a little bit to be like, thank you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to that other side. So we're now coming to take the cheek here like so. So we have a pinch like this. Nice. And so then I'm kind of on the horizontal here. And now I'm going to just try and bring it into the vertical. And I know this feels a little bit complicated sometimes, but you can imagine this is kind of how the jaw and all of those things are attached. This is why it can be complex. And then you're kind of opening. And this sometimes, so I always used to have a clicky jaw and find a lot of tension. And I used to kind of try and release it by like clicking the jaw, like really quickly, or like wiggling the teeth. And it was almost making it worse because I wasn't necessarily nurturing the angle. I was kind of needing. Nice. And then I'm going right up into the corner of the eye or the cheek. And this can be super, super tricky. Yeah. So especially for the lines that kind of happen in and around, I would get them to hear like nasal labia because I get quite sinuses or tension. So this is great for kind of trying to kind of reduce those lines. Nice. Nice. And then we're going to go just up towards that ear there and then release. Nice. We're just going to embrace the face a little bit here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers, so in and around. So if you go from your nose to your nostrils, you go down through the nasal labials, which are these folds here, and then in and around here, where sometimes people refer to them as marionette lines. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your fingers up and then into the eyebrows. and then around and out into the temples. And you can kind of be as dramatic as you wish with this. Sometimes we want to go a little bit heavier and then around. And again, if you're feeling that you need a little bit more facial oil or moisturizer, even sometimes can be quite nice if you just have like a little spray. Just wanted to feel bougie. And then you're going to go like this really nice. Nice, really good. I find things like facial cupping or facial massage a lot more effective with some of the exercises because they're bringing a little bit more alignment and then you're massaging kind of in situ. Really good. Okay. So this is going to bring me into some exercises for the lower face and jaw. Okay, so what we're going to do first is so it's going to be middle face and cheeks. So this exercise is called cardio O's. I'm not a huge fan of cardio, and I'm not actually a huge fan of this exercise, but it's very good for us, so we're going to try it. So this is because I tend to have tension with the jaw, it can make me feel like I try a little bit too hard. So stay soft with this exercise. What we'll do is I like to kind of guide my face. So I've got like a little knobbly chin here. So I'm going to make a hook with my finger and I'm going to pull the jaw down. And then let it so as it's down, I want you to close it over. And then open it back out. And then up. And as you're doing this, you're trying to feel it open directly down. So when I open mine, my jaw goes to the right, like that. So we just want to go directly down and then back up. Nice. As we go directly, nicely, Gillian, that's great. Yeah. The next time you go down, I want you to try and press the chin down and back. Nice. You're going to hold when you're ready, down and back. And now you're going to imagine you're sending your lips forward like a beak. And then release that for a second. Yes, Greta. Me too. So we're going to try. It's a sign we need to do it. So what we do is we drop the chin. We pull it in and back. And now we do duck face. Now, I'm going to have to talk because it's very hard to talk. So you're going to hold this position. And I want you to do a really deep O. You're focusing on your top lip. So when you're like here, I'm going to get you to make a hook with your, a circle with your fingers. And you're going to hook them out. And you're trying to send your top lip forward as much as possible. You can release your hand that's on your chin. And instead bring it to your collarbones. Now, as you're doing this, I'm going to turn to the side, but you're going to keep looking forward. So you're pushing out with those lips and your tongue is pressing up into the roof of your mouth. You're activating like a swallow, taking it, or as if you're trying to kiss or drink something in. So you're going to go for 3 pulses up. And you're really pushing up into that top lip and down with that chin. And then release. We're going to do it with the other hand now, yeah? So we go down with the chin, out with the lips, but really like a beak. Like really, really, really. Because you wouldn't want to be self-conscious about making faces. Yeah, from here you get the thing. And you're just creating a structure to create that O-shaped mouth. Now, as you're doing this, your opposite hand can come to your collarbones and you're stretching the muscles of the neck. And as you're doing this, you're really kissing up as if you're trying to kiss the moon. Yeah. So you're really pushing up. So I'm going to take my hands down so you can see the shape of the mouth. And you're pushing up, you're going. Really feeling that hollowing of the cheeks, pressing out of that upper lip, and then you can release. Really nice. It's something, yeah. So I know. So what we're going to do now is so that's kiss the moon. We're going to try and do the O-shaped mouth without the moon, and we'll support the corners of your mouth. So we're going to go down. So we guide the jaw down to start with, because I'm so crooked, I go the other way. We send the lips out like a beak, hollowing here. So we're stretching those ligaments. They're not working. The muscles are opening, yeah? And then we're going to bring our pointer fingers to either corner of the mouth. So as we're making this O-shaped mouth, can you use your fingers to press into the corners of the mouth gently? Now, as you're doing this, I want you to, this sounds like a lot of oxymorons. Can you keep your lips reaching out, especially your bottom one? The O is narrow, and you're trying to pull the corners of your lips back into your fingers that are saying no. As you're doing this, as you're pressing in, the cheeks will lift slightly. Nice. Now, can you start to pull your lips over your teeth? And then send your lips back out. Thank you, Jen. Pull it in and send it out. Keep going. You're trying to pull more your top lip in and out. We're going to go for 3 more like this. Pulling it in, nice. Keep those lips super narrow. Well done, Gillian. Keep the corners super, exactly. Inhaling and exhaling. Great. Nice, Sophie. I mean, you being able to do anything with Kobe is pretty good. You're going to go for 2. Lovely, Greta. Pull those lips in now. Let me see that top lip stretch over those teeth. Nice. Good, Christine. Nice, Jen. Well done. That's it. Keep it a little bit more narrow, a little bit more narrow, a little bit longer. Oh, well done. Exactly, Greta. And then we can release. Nice. Ugh. So what we're going to do now, I probably shouldn't have clicked my neck. So, sorry, physio, Christine. So from now, Christine and I were talking about piercing. So in and around this area, Christine, you used to have hair pierced recently, didn't you? So what you're going to do is so this part can be really tense. So you're going to press your finger in just below the nose. So the cartilage of the nose. And for me, press in, if you're okay with this, press in hard. Yeah, really hard. It's quite tender, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit. No, if it's not, well done. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to pinch at the nose just underneath. Yeah. And now you're just going to start pinching all the way down. Nice. Yeah, really good. Now, I find a lot of tension here. I think it's because I have a lot of allergies. Nice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to where we were talking about the nasal labia, so just here. And then you're going to start to pinch in and along. And it's really a pinch. It's kind of, use your kind of intuition. It doesn't have to be, does that make sense? It doesn't have to be super specific. And then you're kind of rolling it back towards the ear. So you're rolling back towards the ear. When I get to in and around the ear, it can be super sticky. So stay longer in places if you're curious and it doesn't feel too much. And give it a bit of a run, a little bit of a run. Really nice. And then we're just going to go to the other side. So we start by pinching the nose. Nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves to the corners of the nose. Nice. And then we're just going to go out. So you're kind of going out and up, a little bit like you're kind of doing a kind of clown smile if you were drawing one onto the face. And in and around those ears. Nicely done, flossing Mary. Well done. Okay. And then we're going to release. Lovely. Okay, you're going to interlace. So I just feel like everyone probably could do with a little reset for the neck. So what you're going to do is, I've got very long hair. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your hands, you interlace your fingers behind the back of your neck. Nice. And then, this is a terrible top of this exercise. From here, you're going to start to pull from behind your neck. Can you feel like I've got like, you feel in and around the side of the neck, and you're just going to pull down and forward. Yeah, so pull down and forward. I love this one. I would do this a lot, like on a flight, like, you know, after holding a bag, standing in queues. Just before I'm about to teach, I teach a lot of Pilates classes. So this is kind of a nice one. You're kind of really using the strength of your hands, pulling forward to those chests. It's also a really nice one to encourage lymphatic drainage, especially if you're someone that wears bras a lot. Yeah, like anything with really thick straps. This one is great to help kind of release. Really nice. Even if it's the day you're expecting, Jen. You're gonna go for two. I didn't mean to out you, but you're gonna go for two. And on the next one, well done. Release. Nice. Yeah, and it's a quick fix. It's not going to release all tension in your shoulders, but the more we practice it and the more we don't even realize we're moving the shoulders and moving the arms as we're doing that too. Yeah. Okay, so Greta, I feel like you're going to love this next one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise called lip press. Now, I love this exercise because it really, really brings attention to our tongue and the posture of our tongue. I haven't gone into too much detail about it today because it can be a little bit overwhelming with all of the touching of your face, but your tongue posture can really help you with your jaw alignment, and also especially that I've found in and around tension in my shoulders, because I would tend to, again, like kind of grind down on my teeth, my tongue would get quite tense. And when I'm doing this, that also pulls me away from the shoulder and into tension. So it can be a really nice place to play around with, and you can do it while people are watching and they have no clue. So you're pressing the tongue up into the roof of your mouth and spreading it into your teeth. We naturally want our tongue to rest in the roof of our mouth. Yeah, we were hoping for that to happen. That does not happen naturally for me. I've had to train myself. And does it happen every day? It happens a little bit more on the right than it does the left. Yeah, so it's a constant practice, especially after sleeping. Yeah, so you're pressing the tongue up into the roof of your mouth and spreading it out. And it's almost like you're saying sing. Yeah, sing. This next exercise is going to bring attention to if you've got tension on the side of your tongue. It can be a little bit, I don't know, it feels a little bit cardiovascular. It can be a little bit like doing a plank for your face. Yeah. So take breaks whenever you need to. We'll do it 3 times. So we are going to send our lips. We do our O. Then we pull our lips over our teeth. And then we send the corners of the mouth up and back. Now you're going to send, I cannot talk and do this at the same time. You're going to send your tongue out. Really far. Yeah. You can bring your fingers to support the corners of your mouth. You are biting over your lips and biting down into your tongue. Now, as you're doing this, it becomes quite apparent that as you're biting down into your lips and you're pulling the corners of your mouth up and you're biting down into that tongue, I want you to try and stretch your tongue out as far as you can and up, as if you're trying to touch your nose, which I can't do. Yeah. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Freedom, you're doing great. Christine, you're doing great. So freedom. So you're going out. So I'm going to do an impression here. So I go, So I'm going to cue Christine as while you can do it with her. So you're doing it together like a class. Yeah. So we're going to pull the lips over our teeth. Yeah. You're going to send your tongue out. You're going to bite down on that tongue like a gummy turtle. Now, you're sending the corners of your mouth up and back. So Greta, I would support here a little bit and then press up into the cheeks a little bit. Yeah. As you're doing this, you're sending the tongue out a little bit forward for me, Christine, and lift the tongue up a little bit higher, Gillian. Yeah, everyone send those tongues up. Yeah, really good. Take a really big inhale in. On your exhale, stretch the tongue further, bite down a little bit more, curl the corners of the mouth back towards those ears a little bit more. Really good. Nice. Keep the tongue reaching out, keep it reaching out, keep it reaching out, keep it reaching out, keep it lifting up, keep it lifting up. We're here for 3. I know, Greta. And 2, and 1. Well done, release. Nice. Ooh,
That was intense.
Sorry, Greta. I did say it was going to be. I find these ones super intense, and I sometimes feel like I shouldn't say that, but it's important. They're actually quite difficult. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring some blood flow. Well, I'm sure there's blood flow to the lips, but what we're doing, what I like this one is, you're just going to start. Thanks, Claire. Always spicy with the LA. Lovely. So you're you're gonna kind of pinch in and around the lips. Yeah. And you're just literally pinching to bring that blood flow. I remember I used to work in a theater, and the old makeup mom used to do this to the actresses to bring blood flow to their lips before she put the makeup on. So it's something that we've done for years, is bringing the kind of blood flow in and around this area. Okay. So we're going to come back. Apologies for that exercise in a second, but I feel like I'm going to lose you. So we'll go to something else. So we're going to go to our bottom lip. Yeah. You're going to pinch underneath your bottom lip like so. And it's like you're pulling it out. When you're a kid, if you could do this lip, this position. Yeah. So you're kind of pulling it out like this. It's really weird how I had to practice doing that again. So you're going to, and it's again, 2 hands. You're going to start to just pull up and then down. You're just kind of trying to pull up and down, kind of releasing tension that can build up between the chin and just underneath just in the gum line. Yeah. So you'll see this a lot. I see this a lot in young people coming, is that this kind of dimpling in the chin a little bit and tension in and around. So this is a great exercise kind of for releasing that. Yeah. And it can be quite sticky. Sometimes it can feel a little bit grizzly. Yeah. Nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the corner. So let's go to the left corner, just below the lip crease, the lip corners. And then there's a kind of facial ligament in here, and you're just going to hold that there. Yeah, mine can be super tense. And then you're kind of pulling, you're going to bring the opposite hand underneath the chin. You're going to follow it. Yeah. And then you're just going to pull up with one finger collection and down with finger collection and down with another. So you're kind of pulling, and you kind of feel it's not necessarily space you're feeling. It does feel like you're kind of pulling a kind of collection of strings, or if you've ever seen kind of fascia, or like that kind of fatty tissue. Nice. And I feel lumps and bumps in one side a little bit more. Nice. And then we're going to release. We're going to go to the other corner of the mouth. Nice. And then we're kind of grabbing it, and we're going underneath. Now I find it difficult to grab the underneath of this one, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. And then I'm just going to keep, and it's gotten easier to do at some stages. And then you're pulling up. So again, we're back to kind of, let's say, the hips of the face. I've just made that up today, but it kind of feels, but this kind of structure and how they're kind of held together is how I would kind of relate to this. Yeah. And then it makes sense that we've got our cheeks, and our cheeks are supporting the lymphatic kind of computer of the face. Really good. And then we're going to release. Let's stave off that last exercise. You're going to make hooks with your fingers. Yeah. And then you're just going to pull back and pull back and pull back and pull back. So you're going, yeah, really good. And again, move the shoulder blades. If there's mobility there, sometimes holding kind of cat eyes and a brow press can feel a little bit tense. So yeah, exactly, Greta. I would go right back. I think you've got loads of flexibility in those shoulders. Right back. Well done. You're going to go for 3 and 2. Nice. And 1. Really nice. We're going to do tongue press one more time, and then it's all like glowy vibes from here on out. Yeah. From here, we're going to do it all together. Yeah, Claire, this one's for you with your camera off. You're going to start to send, I'm a nice teacher, really. I don't hurt you. You're going to send those lips over those teeth. Gummy turtles. Excellent. Now you're going to start to send your tongue out. Hands to the corner. So now you're going to be a little bit more aware of what we're trying to keep on the up. Yeah. So you're pushing up into those facial ligaments. Up. Nice. Nice. Now keep biting down onto the tongue and keep sending the tongue out. Yeah. Yeah. You're a really hungry, really hungry lizard, and there's a grasshopper just in the way. You're going to start to lift the tongue up towards the nose. Really lift it up. Soften the eyes. Take a really big inhale in. Exhale, go up a little bit higher with those tongues, a little bit further out. Feel the cheeks lifting, the corners of the mouth back to the ears. Take a really big inhale in. You're here for 3 more seconds. Bite down. 2 more seconds. Lip up. Well done. And release. Yes. These are the things that really make change. So we're going to move on because I'm terrible at keeping time, guys. So hopefully you can give me a few more minutes. You're going to grab any kind of moisturizer or oil you have. I don't have a specific brand that I relate to. I'm not there yet in my career to be buying fancy oils, you know. So any oil will do. And I have tried some of the fancy oils, but especially for these practices, you use so much of it that like any kind of nice cold rose hip oil or something like this can be quite good. Rose hip is natural retinol. Um, I don't really nice. Okay, so we're just embracing the face. Okay, so from here, we're gonna just do a little bit of tapping in and around those eyes. Nice, and it's almost like so my partner makes a lot of bread and dough, and I always feel like when I'm doing this, I kind of feel like a good kind of prep for sourdough. So you're really trying to activate and rejuvenate and bring oxygen into while you're tapping. You're also creating a density for the bones when we're doing this. Yeah, you're creating a nice healthy resistance, a bit like jump, but like a healthy jump. Yeah, you're looking to really in and around the temples, and you can kind of, again, there's no rules. I will usually avoid places like my above my lip because it tends to be the place that I'm holding to tension. So I'll always kind of go in there. I'm going to let my jaw hang really heavy, and I'm going to just maybe close over my eyes and just kind of give a little bit of love to these areas. Yeah, nice. And then you can relax down. From here, we're going to start by bringing the heels of the hands and we're going to go across the eyebrow. And as you're doing this, you're just allowing yourself, the hands can go back into your hair if you're okay with getting oil in your hair. Remember, the hairline is an extension of the face. You're kind of going back really good. And then we're going to go across through the middle of the forehead. Really good. And then we're going to go over. Nice. Keep lifting. Really nice. So Christine, bringing the hands like as in a flat pan, really flat, like on their side. So yeah, exactly. So really encouraging that. Really nice. And I love to refer to this as you're embracing the face. Yeah. That hand touching, and you don't have anything. You don't have to buy anything for this. It's really here every day. Nice. Nice, really good. And then from here, we're going to have the hand holding the opposite eye, like so. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start to scoop up with the eye and then back. So from the nasal labia through the eye socket into the hair. And you're just supporting. I would always support, especially kind of more the looser skin on the eyebrow, just as I'm bringing up and back. Really good. And I would usually, if you're doing this, you don't have to count. I would say if you're incorporating some self massage, I would do like 10 each side. So 10 strokes for each side. Yeah, nice. And then we're just going to rub that temple and bring it back. So we're just encouraging. Nice. And then we're going to come back and go to that other side. So opposite hand comes to support the temple. And then we're just going to. And so this movement can be done with facial cupping. It can also be done with gua sha. I love that it's just my hands. Less packing. You're going to go for 3 and 2 and 1. Really nice. Nice. From here, we're going to take the fingers and we're just going to go up and down with the nose. And you're just kind of going, so what you're doing is you're being light and using the friction just to encourage that space. Nice. And it's just along the line of the nose, down towards the corners of the mouth. Really nice. And then release. Really good. You're going to do your face lift massage going up. And you use both hands. You really embrace your face here. So you're going from the corners of the mouth all the way up and up and up and up. Really good. And you're doing from the side of the face up. So think crescent moon before we get to full moon. Nice. And then we're going to go to that other side. Nice. And you can go as quickly as you want. Sometimes the passing of the hands over the eyes between light and dark is really good for the brain. Nice. Nice. We're going to go to the jaw and we're going to take our thumbs underneath the jaw like so. Press the tongue up into the roof of the mouth. And we're going to send those thumbs towards the ear and then down the neck. Towards the ear and down the neck. So you're using the thumbs through the shape of the jaw and down. You're going to go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. You take your fingers to your ears, you hold the ears. As we get older, our ears become more of our face, more part of our face, and we want to just encourage them to stay in their own lane. You're going to just start to pull the ears and pull them. And you're stretching the ears, kind of making a little bit more space for the brain, especially if we wear glasses sometimes around this area, it can be super tender. It was a little bit like when we were talking about the shoulders and kind of maybe wearing tight, kind of if we're carrying heavy bags, or maybe we're wearing thick bra straps. We're really pulling. Nice. And you're kind of pulling your ears out. So you're really stretching the ears, trying to decrease the tension that kind of builds up in the cartilage of the ears. You'll see it sometimes if you've old piercings in the top of the ears, you're going to have adhesions there. It's kind of similar. Really good. And then you're going to just pull and twist the ears towards me and then away. And then towards me, and then away. Really good. And then finally, we're going to just start to run those fingers down the neck. Really good. Running them down the neck. Good. And you guys are finished. You're glowing. Oh, look, there's the 2 of them. Look at them. Look at the 2 of them hiding there in the corner, Claire and Ashley.
Glowing.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm sorry I kept you all a little bit longer. I get carried away. I really like what I do.
Incredible, Lauren. Really, thank you so much. Do we have any questions? Just anyone like, yeah, I'm just curious if anyone has any questions about any postures or, yeah, any questions out there?
I have one.
Boy.
Sorry for all the faces. In the first exercise we did, I felt a lot of tension in my neck pushing back. Is that
Yeah.
normal? Am I doing
It's
something?
super normal. I would find it even now, depending on the day I've had. So what we would say is to do it up against a wall or to do it lying down. It's a sign that we need. It's funny when we do an exercise and it creates tension, it's usually a sign of an imbalance and that we need to do it more, which is not what you want to say to someone. You're like, this hurts my neck. Does that make sense? But it's a technique. It's the same as trying to lift a heavy weight. It's technique a little bit more than it is sometimes strength. I would say, so when you're moving, you've got quite a lot of flexibility in those shoulders. So it can be quite common for you to send the neck forward when you're doing this, as opposed to feeling the strength in the back. Does that make sense? As much as it can. So what I would say is that exercise is a really good exercise, but maybe start by doing it in lying on a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's even more so from than lying against a wall. And it's actually a lot more effective when you're lying down because your body is at rest, you know, even in around the back line where the kidneys are, the pelvis are, everything's at rest, as opposed for you to trying to hold a posture. Yeah, which can tire out the eyes. So we get into these syndromes like upper cross syndrome, where the head is, if you're on a computer every day or anything like that, your heads are forward, eyes are tired. So when you go to embrace your face, and we're mentioning something like eyes and working out, we're really in it. And actually it needs to be back here. So lying down really helps with that. And I love lying down. So
I actually had the same thing and like just tried it lying down, and it's kind of a game changer because that one took me a while to understand also the fact that you're looking down at the eyeballs. And then sometimes like the eyeball positioning that's the, like, as soon as I clicked with that, then I really started to feel the resistance of the
Yeah.
opening.
Another good, like a good prep before you start to do this, to understand how active your eyes are and how much we use our forehead with our eyes, is bringing the hands to the forehead and trying to move your eyes without, and you'll be able to feel it. So as you bring your hands to your eyes, if you move your eyes, if you try to move your eyes right to left, but try and not feel any movement in your forehead. And then looking up and down. Can you feel that what happens is we start to feel the kind of muscles in our forehead a little bit, and so that's tension. So we're looking for our eyeballs to be able to move freely in the sockets, and a lot of the times we tend to over gesture with eyebrows and jaw muscles, and then the eyes get tired. Does that make sense? It's almost like if you're talking about hip mobility. If you're squeezing the back of your hips while you're trying to circle your leg, you're going to get tension. You're going to decrease the space that's in the hips. So it's quite similar. It's about letting your body be in its structure, as opposed to pulling it out of it in order to make a change. So with these movements, it's trying to find a relaxed position as possible, and then feel where things are meant to be. You know, sorry, that was a very long answer, but yeah, lie down.
Makes sense.
Lie down, Greta.
I struggle to get into it because I just
Exactly.
focused on the neck thing, and I'm like, that's not what I want to think about now. I can't even
100%. Exactly, 100%. So what I would say is, another thing, if you're sitting down, if you were doing it, you would sit down. Like I would say this a lot to Jen in antenatal classes as well, because as would have pressure in and around just trying to hold the shoulders and the neck up. What you would do is you sit on an angle. So if you're sitting on a chair and you want to do that, you could put a cushion in between where your bum is and the back of the chair. So you're sitting more on an angle. Does that make sense? So you're sitting more on an angle. And a lot of the times with this, it's incorporating breath work to it, because your rib cage will be slightly more protruding in your front line with flexibility in your shoulders. So there's that tension. But precisely, I like that you said that all I could feel, or I'm sorry that your experience was that all I could feel was a tension and I couldn't find the focus. That's exactly what happens. And we can't push through tension. We got to kind of sit and release it first. Yeah. But it is a super effective exercise, but lying down is quite good. And sometimes with the soft ball in between your shoulder blades kind of will help as well,
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, feedback?
Everyone's like, let me get on to my Saturday.
Saturday, let's go.
I have brunch booked. Claire's like, yes, I do. I've got brunch booked.
So we're going to send out the link to this recording if you want to try it again, and then you can actually try this stuff lying down, see if that maybe feels a little bit easier. It is actually quite nice. And the recording is going to be available for 3 weeks afterwards. Hey, Ash. And then, yeah, hopefully we're going to be doing this again. Yeah, if you're interested, yeah, we'll send you out information again. And it gets easier and easier the more you do it. The first time is a little bit like, what is going on? And then it starts to feel more accessible. Yeah.
Rob's
But
credit.
Laura, thank you so
Okay.
much. I definitely feel like I'm glowing. I hope you all feel that you're glowing as well. Even just the touch of the hands onto the skin, the healing power of touch is fantastic, just getting to know the body. And I read an article recently that was saying that, yeah, one of the most incredible benefits from face movement and face exercise from a peer-reviewed study is actually improved mood, enhanced mood. So even if that's the benefit that you got for today, I hope that you're leaving feeling better and feeling good. So thank you, Laura, and thank you all for
Thank
joining.
you so much for coming. Bye. Ah, great.
Lots of love to you.
Oh, gee. Oh, everybody, look at us.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how to get out. Let me out.